Hello, I'd like to talk about the things that you have to pay attention about your midterm test. And first of all, the DBQ is in the chapter 3, chapter 4, and chapter 5. Okay. Uh, so accordingly, the first thing you need to pay attention is the location of the iron and steel plant, and you can see from the 40 decades, and which is mostly in the northeast part of China, which is not just like the head of the China, which is include Jilin, Liaoning, Heilongjiang provinces, and also the cities of Shenyang. Okay, and for the land, there are different factors that going to affect with the location of iron and steel plant. And also during the 50 decades, most of the iron and steel industry is going to have the inland shift, which is moving towards the Wuhan and also Panjikwa and also the Chongqing in Sichuan. Okay, and there are different kinds of location factors which makes the iron and steel plant located there, and you can see one by one later. And two concepts I would like to remind you is that the agrarian economies, and which is going to provide if the similar or having service linkage industry locate with each other, and then it can obtain the service linkage for sure, reducing the transportation cost between the factories, and also the labor is established, and also we can have a good transport network as well as the auxiliary service like bank or like the accountancy or legal consultancy, so on and so forth. And how about the industrial inertia? Industrial inertia will include the even though the location factors have been changed, and then the most of the industry is still remain in the situ, is because there's a lot of labor right there, agrarian economies that link with the industry which is already having the service linkage, existing transport network, and also the market. Okay, this is two major concepts that you need to know, apart from the very easy raw material, land, labor, market, technology, and also transport and government policy. But for the government policy, I would like to remind you that government policy played a major role for the development of the different location in China for different decades. For example, the first 5-year plan is going to make the inland shift of the iron and steel plant, and then for the open door policy, let's see right here, yeah, open door policy, which is in your page 5, and then you can see it is going to make the iron and steel industry move to the Shanghai, okay, move to the coastal area. And for the 200, then the Go West policy will make the iron and steel plant move to the western part of China. Okay, so that is for the iron and steel plant in general. How about IT industry? IT industry also more or less the same by the different kinds of locational factor you have to pay attention with. Okay, it's more or less the same. Then to start with, I would like to go through a DBQ, which is about the industrial, about the iron and steel plants. And you can see here, which is page 38 of the chapter 3. Okay, and then you can see which is talking about the at the very beginning of the development of iron and steel in China, which is in the 40 decades, before 1950 decades. And you can see it's in the head of the China, as I mentioned before, right here. And then this is Shenyang. Okay, so describe the location advantage of iron and steel plant in Plant A. So first of all, you have to find out what is in the Plant A, and you can see there's a lot of a lot of different keys or characteristic which is pinpointed in the figure 2b. Okay, so accordingly you can pick it one by one. How about what is the advantage for the very few land, for land about the 200 meters, which is talking about we are having a lot of flat land. How about the river? River can provide some coolant for the water. How about rails and the highway? Highway and railways can provide a lot of accessibility or good transport link to distribute or to collect the raw material and also the finished product. Okay, and the source of iron ore and also source of coal you can see, which is in a very short distance from the iron and steel plant A. So accordingly we are going to have a lot of iron and steel to be collected in there. Okay, thing to see, and you can see which is talking about the plant B. Okay, which is talking about the constraint always talking about something not good. Okay, if it is talking about something not good, okay, and you can see right there also you can pick up the key which is in here, but you have to make it sensationally because river and highway are no longer a constraint to the iron and steel plant B, right? Okay, so accordingly and also the coal, the iron ore is not also the constraint because it's too convenient, but coal is okay because it's quite far away. Okay, and what's more, can you see the contour line is very dense? So if it's very dense, then it's talking about hilly relief, and if it's hilly relief, then it's very hard for the plants to expand. Okay, putting aside of the constraint mentioned in the A2 explain the reason for the development of iron and steel plant B after the second 5-year plan. As I've said before, the most important thing that makes the iron and steel plant changing their location will be the government policy. So you accordingly definitely you have to tell me the government policy. Okay, but why they are moving there? Economic development and increasing job opportunities, strategic consideration, better utilization of raw material. So how about B1? B1, as you can see, explain how the location of iron and steel industry in China may be affected because the new fragrance of the technology of the iron and steel industry in China reduced the amount of iron ore and also coal used. So accordingly, we are having fewer requirement of the iron ore and also the coal. So we are going to import more iron ore and also import more coal. Okay, then instead we are going to locate in the coastal area instead of the area that links to the iron ore or coal mine. Okay, in order to reducing the transport cost. So accordingly, but why is cost like this? Because the technology will be advanced, will become more advanced, and then the weaker locational pool for the raw material on the iron and steel industry, and then finally the iron and steel plant is moving towards the market oriented or moving towards the market close to cities, which is just like the examples of Shanghai. In Shanghai, we are having our largest iron and steel plant even right now in China, and then on top of that, there are a lot of service linkage. For example, the shipbuilding factories, and which is already the market to the iron and steel plant. But how about B2? B2 is talking about under the new development mentioned in the B1. Discuss whether the location of the iron and steel plant of the plant B will change. So rather it will change a lot. It's talking about if it's not going to change, it is about industrial inertia. Okay, industrial inertia, and which is talking about there's a good service linkage, just like the car factories to the iron and steel plant, because car can collect a lot of iron and steel from the iron and steel factory, and which is a very good market of the iron and steel factory. So they tend to locate with each other. And also the skilled labor, there's a well-developed skilled labor pool, okay, for facilitating the production of the iron and steel. But how come they are not moving? Okay, not moving. The reason they include the production costs and also the cost closer to the coastal industrial belt, because they are moving towards to the market, which is going to be more easily developed. Okay, so that is for the chapter 3. And for the IT industry, actually you can refer to here, not very difficult indeed. Okay, just bear in mind what is about again, what is the location factor included in the IT location. The location of the IT industry is fine enough. Okay, let's move on to CP4. Okay, not this one, CP4. Let's see, CP4. Yeah, CP4, this one. Okay, to start with, again, I would like to remind you the